Hey guys, Rob Woodman here with ACF Environmental. I'm pretty excited this afternoon to be unveiling the new vlog that I've created. This is called LIDBit, and the goal of this vlog is to share different things that I come across in this low impact development and green infrastructure space, both on local levels throughout the Northeast from Maine to Maryland, but also on city scale levels when it comes to Philadelphia, New York City, and others like that. Each episode of LIDBit will focus on a variety of different topics in green infrastructure, covering a variety of case studies and project applications for a variety of innovative solutions, and then also meet with professionals and experts in the space and get their perspectives on different things that they're up to in this world of stormwater management and more. This week's episode, for our first kickoff, it's National Engineers Week. We're going to be in Portland, Maine, and this is some video footage that I took back in September when the sun was still shining, which hopefully will lift people's spirits, knowing that there's a lot of snow and ice out in the backyard of my office here in Gorham, Maine today. But we'll share a variety of different installations and applications of both permeable surfaces and high-flow modular biofiltration systems. I hope you enjoy. Hey folks, Rob Woodman here from ACF Environmental. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon in Portland, Maine, so I took a few minutes to hit the road and see how some of our BMPs are performing after a number of years. The first site I'm at today is actually a parking lot near Deering Oaks Park, right in the heart of the city of Portland. And this is a project the city of Portland built back in 2017. And you'll see here in the parking lot the use of some open joint permeable pavers. These are actually known as Paved Rain. You can see here they're permeable paver, but instead of having aggregate infill, there's a nice 1/4 inch open gap. And you can see even after a year and a half, there's still a lot of open space there. You can see the odd leaf and debris that's stuck in there in places, but it's generally looking great after all this time, drinking the rainwater up fast as it hits the pavement. There's two chunks of the pavers here, the one you just saw there and then one on the other side. The parking lot's basically crowned and splits into two areas, and you can see me approaching here on the other side, and you can see the park in the background. Spectacular day, and there they are as well there, looking great after a couple of years. I've headed over to Paris Street, which is in the Bayside area of the city of Portland, and we're going to take a peek at a focal point biofilter that was installed last year, but was just finished up and planted in the spring of this year. This is a pretty attractive little infill housing development project here, with some nice raised planters, some interesting hardscaping, and right in the corner, or the low spot of this, is a focal point biofilter, really designed interestingly with some sheet pile walls to use as sort of baffles and spillways, taking runoff from the parking lot basically over a series of terrace steps down to this focal point biofilter. And what's really nice to see is that the bees are abuzz, pollinating is happening, and it looks like this biofilter is definitely at work. With this domed overflow structure here, with a filter bag insert to take the LIDBit flows that would bypass this. I've been out here during a couple of great rainfall events, and this thing really flows through nicely, and the high flow media drinks up the water, treats it, and sends it out into the street storm drain system. If we want to talk about some really unique projects we've seen this year, and you can see the beautiful Portland skyline behind me, this project's actually a parking garage project, which the building essentially filled the entire footprint, so there's very little room for stormwater management systems. You'll see as you walk down the street these raised planters just off the brick sidewalk, and we'll get down and have a closer look in a little bit. Some of these are typical rain gardens, others are filled with the focal point biofilter material, and you can see real tight to the sidewalk, not a lot of room, but a great way to take these roof drain leaders off this brand new parking garage here in Portland, pretty attractive looking site, down into the system, filtered through, and then out to the street system. So I'm now down on street level, walking along the paver path that you would have seen from up above a minute ago. And you'll see now here this great detail on these raised planters, fairly standard concrete wall with a kind of nice header or a kind of top cap to the system. And you can see in here a combination of, like I said before, some of the biofilter systems nicely planted out with some grasses and other materials, and then the domed overflows to take the larger event straight down into the outlet pipe. But yeah, just a great way here of incorporating some really space-efficient systems into a tight urban space. The sidewalk's still fully functional, has all the width it needs for accessibility, and we have these systems here that receive water from these downspouts right here that come right off the roof. So kind of a great way to split the roof runoff off, and or runoff up rather. And again, you can see a little bit of river stone there for some energy dissipation, and then the mulch surface with the plantings in those areas. Again, another set right here. A little variation in the plantings as you work your way down, but again, just a great way to get it done. It's right at kind of waist height too, so pedestrians can actually see these systems and appreciate what is in each of the systems, and see some of these stormwater systems that are right in front of them. Second last stop today is actually an infill housing project that we did here in Portland about 3 years ago. It's got a high flow biofilter, and it's actually got a large expanded modular underdrain system, the R-tank system as well, under most of the concrete area that you see behind me, which is common space. So let's take a look at that one. You can hear some construction going on in the back, but on another site nearby. But this is actually just a 33 square foot high flow biofilter system, and it's planted in really nicely. You can see bees are abuzz here as well, little spillway right here. Once water is treated, or if you see over there, there's a domed overflow as well, that treated and the bypass flow go into an R-tank system, which is under the bulk of this concrete area. So a real tight site, but a great way to still get all the storage, treatment, and some infiltration here done as well. You can see one of the maintenance ports there of what's below. And what's kind of nifty as well, you heard some construction in the background. There's another site going on just down the street, and this one is actually deploying the exact same approach to handling the stormwater on this tight site as well. Our final site for today's little tour is not quite as tight as some of the other sites, but a great example of a site that needs to maximize its parking spaces, but still achieve stormwater management. If you look around this site here, you've got parking up and down from basically property line all the way to the face of the building. And if we go around here, you'll see the same. So it's sort of this L-shaped parking area that straddles the two sides of the building. And right in the corner, right where there essentially usually used to be a paved island or a striped island, this developer has incorporated once again a high performance space efficient biofilter. This is the focal point system once again, and you can see here basically runoff comes from these two ends. Sheet flows directly into this system. This planted vegetated green system does the business part of stormwater treatment. This is water quality only, no storage, and then again a domed overflow structure here with a Fabco filter insert to take that bypass of those larger storms out. So there it is. You can see some interesting plants and perennial grasses. The daylilies appear to have finished flowering for the year, so it's a bit of a shame for today. But again, you'll see just the space efficiency of this system and the ability for this developer to maximize their parking and still achieve the goals of stormwater management. Well, that's kind of the scoop for today. Hopefully you've seen 4 or 5 sites there that might be interesting to you as a design engineer, a landscape architect, or even a developer. And hopefully I can capture a few more of these before the weather goes too far south, and when I get a few extra minutes to pop away from the desk, which unfortunately doesn't happen a lot these days. Anyway, this is Rob Woodman with ACF, and have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the LIDBit, and I look forward to sharing more information with you in future episodes. Have a great rest of your day.